It's Friday. Hey, Julie.
Hi.
Hey, hey. Hey, guys. This is session 5 of the live launch workshop. And today we're going to be digging into all sorts of good stuff with you guys, including a couple notes we missed from yesterday at the bottom of our workbook here. And we're also going to be digging into all of session 5 today. So as you guys can see, we have a lot of business to get down to today. And I brought one of my favorite partners in crime, Julie Ciardi, who's one of the absolute rock stars in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur Program. And she's going to actually help answer some of the questions that have been coming up for you guys. I'm going to have her share a little bit about her live launch story, her background, why she was drawn to the live launch, why she joined the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, and how her life has changed ever since. But before we do, I'm just going to run through a couple updates and reminders for you guys. So number one, thank you. I think we have over 1,000 new live launches that have been designed this week. And you guys have no idea how that makes me feel. I have goosebumps all over my body right now because 1,000 new live launch designed means 1,000 more people that are going to go out in the world and transform so many lives and make such a huge difference and be fulfilled and make great money doing it. So congratulations to all of you guys. Thank you so much for all of your hard work. And it's incredible to see every time the notifications are just flying and I see you guys have dates on the calendar. I see you guys have titles put together. I see you guys are laser beam focused. You're ready to fill the gap. You're ready to step into that peerless position. And I just know I found more of our people, Julie. You know what I'm saying? I found more of our people, you know? So that's incredible. Congrats to all of you guys who have the beginnings of a beautiful live launch workshop. I'm so excited for all of you guys. I want to give you a couple quick reminders. First of all, let me say welcome and congratulations to all the new Unstoppable Entrepreneurs. We're so excited to have you guys in the UE family. You guys shocked us a little bit yesterday. It was like there were a whole bunch of you guys that you knew right off the bat this was your family and this is the place to be. And we're so happy to have you. And for everybody that is with us live here today, I'm going to invite you again to take that action to jump on board and become a member of the UE family. And of course, you can go to uerevolution.com to do that. Again, for all of you guys that are catching up, you're working on your workbook, you're putting together your launch, you're trying to do all the things, which we all are. And don't be surprised, by the way, if Madison's in and out of this room 18 times because it's Friday and she's ready for me to be done work for the weekend. You know that feeling, right, Julie?
I have the same time. My third is the same age as Madison. So
I'm pretty sure she's going to be timing me, and you guys will probably see Madison during this session, just so you all know. Here's a couple pieces of update and feedback for you guys. So first of all, the unit up at the top of the group is going to be there until Tuesday at midnight. So all the good stuff is in that unit for you guys, all the replays, all in one place. You can go back through it. You can fast forward. You can slow down. You can re-review your notes. And I want to remind everybody that those are up until Tuesday at midnight. Okay, so that's number one. Number two, check the banner at the top of the group. There's lots of updates coming for you guys. We are listening very intently to all of the questions that you're asking, and we are selecting guests that are going to be joining us, including Julie and probably about a dozen others all throughout the weekend to tell their live launch story. And they're going to walk you guys through how they took the live launch and made it work for them in all different types of businesses, all different types of industries, all different business models, all different price points, you name it. And this is, we see all of your questions pouring in. We're listening, we hear you, and it's better, instead of me saying it, I'm gonna let the clients say it and share with you because they were you. And they're the best people to walk you through that. So like I said already, if there's one thing I'm going to recommend to you guys to make your $1 million breakthrough, keep the tab for the Tribe of Unstoppables open in your browser until Tuesday and get in there on all the action, even if the kids are climbing on your head while you're watching. Julie and I have both been there. I'll never forget one of the live launch workshops. Julie, you probably were in this one. I had clients screenshotting Madison like about to take out my eye because she was doing gymnastics on the couch in my office. And I was just teaching, and everybody's like, how are you still? I'm like, because this is what we do. We're moms, right? This is what we do. And I shared this so many times this week, Julie, and I know you'll agree with this. The live launch doesn't need to be perfect. It just needs to be full of heart and integrity. And, you can let your kids run in and out of the office. Sadie used to knock over my tripod and all sorts of craziness. It doesn't need to be perfect. And that's why people fall in love with you in a live launch, because they actually realize, holy crap, I'm working with a human, another person that feels what I feel, experiences what I experience, knows all the things that I'm going through. And that's why I don't even want you guys to strive for perfection. I'd rather just strive for you to be human and have fun and enjoy the experience. Right, Julie?
Oh, and
That's all that.
and you get to just serve, and it's the best thing in the world. So, serve imperfectly and you'll change someone's life, right?
And that's it. That's it. And you've heard me say it a million times. I talk about this and I talk to my team about this every single day. If you focus on changing one human life, you wake up every day and you're like, I'm going to do something today that's going to change somebody's life. The process of changing other people's lives will also change yours. So you don't need to obsess over how am I going to figure out how to get a client, get paid, make a difference. If you focus on changing lives, you're never going to have to worry about that a day in your life. So, okay. The other thing that we have coming up for you guys that are like, I want to know the nitty gritty details. We have team members from Team Unstoppable that are going to be coming on. They're going to pull behind the curtain. They're going to walk you through A to Z what our accountability program looks like. And this is really important because this is the number one differentiator that makes our program so unique, because we are focused on doing the exact opposite of everything taught in our industry, which is super high touch, super high value, super level of accessibility and relationship-based coaching. So you're going to learn all about the ins and outs of that and so much more. But follow that banner up at the top for bonus sessions. And like I said, just keep the tab open and you'll learn as you go. So Julie, first of all, thank you so much for being here. I know you're a busy lady.
Thank you for having me. 5 months ago, I was watching you do this, and now to be here is just an honor. So thank you.
Well, yeah, I'm so happy to have you. And you know what? I'm going to throw out a little challenge to our listeners, because we do this challenge every time we do live launch. And my favorite thing about live launch is that in every live launch we do, and I'm talking to you guys that are watching right now, every live launch that we do, I always ask the people watching who is going to come on our next launch and be the live launch success stories, one of the 12 people that comes and tells their six-figure breakthrough, their multiple six-figure breakthrough. Who do we have watching today that's going to be you? I'm hoping we have a lot of you guys that are going to say yes to becoming a part of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur family. And I'm hoping there's a lot of Julies out there watching us today that are watching this that are like, that's me. I'm taking that spot. Right, Julie?
Yes.
We got to get these guys fighting for that spot.
I had that goal. And I'm like, it's going to be me. And it was, and it is. And it's so exciting.
And I knew when you joined that it would be you, simply because you were determined that it was going to be. And that's why I throw out the challenge every time for you guys watching. Everything in life is a decision. You decide to succeed before you succeed. You decide it will work for you before it works for you. You decide you're going to make millions of dollars before you make millions of dollars. The decision comes first, the results come second. And I knew that about you the second I met you, Julie. So anyway, let's tell them a little bit about you, Julie. Just share a little bit of your story, share a little bit of how, the live launch fit into the mix for you and where your business was, where it is, all that good stuff.
Yes. Well, again, thank you so much. And as I said at the beginning, when we were off screen, I might shed a tear or two during this too, because I'm just incredibly thankful. So 5 months ago, I was sitting where most of you are right now, watching, you are seeing something different that you've never seen before. And you're like, this is going to work, right? You're excited. You've got the name. I had the name of my live launch, right? I was right where you are. And I knew that this was going to be the thing that worked for me. But I had reservations with the investment and all that. And we'll kind of get to that a little bit, but a little bit more about me. I'm kind of similar to Kelly. I actually worked at a Fortune 500 company for 18 years, kind of followed that traditional path, got the MBA, do the whole thing, got to become a vice president of marketing at this Fortune 500. And I never felt totally aligned. I really knew something was missing and I knew I wanted to do something on my own. I just had zero idea of how to do it. And the universe, God, comes along and kind of pushes you along in your journey. And the company decided to make a huge move where I was going to have to travel 2 hours a day each way. So 4 hours from my family. I'm a mom of 3. So 2 years ago, I made the decision to leave the Fortune 500 and go out on my own. And I will tell you that before finding Kelly and Team Unstoppable and the live launch method, It was a struggle. I was struggling because the business that I was building is I was helping moms. I help women create side hustles so that they can find purpose and passion, maybe some profit for their family, and just to be more than mommy. And so that is what my whole business has been about. And I had the piece parts. I had a podcast. Here I was vice president of marketing, and I really didn't know how to like create sustainable revenue in my business. So for like a year, 14 months or so, I tried every launch method under the sun. I mean, everything, probably all the ones that you guys tried in UE. I did the same thing. I tried everything. I would have a little bit of success, and then money would come in, and then be like, okay, now what? And it was a constant start, stop, start, stop. And when I say I get teary-eyed, thinking about it, I mean, we were at a point where my husband, who is a sergeant in a police department, saying, look, you just left a multiple high six-figure job. You got to make this work. And when is it going to work? And him not understanding, because I mean, he has no idea. He lives in a totally different world. And it got to the point where it was like, am I going to have to like go back to a job? And that was a no way for me. Like, it was not happening. You talk about determination, that was not happening. But it was very frustrating, Kelly. I was like, there's got to be a way. I don't know what I'm going to do. I invested in like every program under the sun. I invested in masterminds. I invested in coaches. So already now I'm investing more than I'm making. I feel failure in that. Like, what is going on, right? And so I never get to that recurring income. And the one thing that worked though once, that really well, probably the best thing that had ever worked, I had done a 5-day challenge, and it was all on video, and it was live, and I loved it. I don't know why I didn't go back and start to rethink some of that, but I just didn't have the whole plan. Like, what was my offering? What was my flagship program? I mean, I never even heard of that word, flagship program. Okay. So I didn't even know that you could create a program that was open all the time and do this. I had no idea. Right. I mean, like, that's why I say UE is such a gift. It's beyond. But what I was struggling with was I didn't know how to launch repetitively. Didn't even think you could do the same kind of thing over and over again. So when I heard about you, it was on a podcast, I think, and I immediately connected to what you were saying. And I'm like, I'm getting into the tribe of unstoppables. So I joined the tribe of unstoppables, I think in end of January. And your February live launch, I couldn't wait for it. I was like, when is this thing starting? Like, cannot wait. This is going to be the answer. I can feel it. And from the second I started on day one, on that Monday in February, I was like, she's my person. She knows what she's talking about. She's talking about things that no one else is talking about out there. And it really brought me home to my corporate background and being like, this makes sense. And then being able to serve. So anyway, I knew the live launch method was going to be the method that I wanted to, but I have to say, I had a lot of reservations on joining, because I was like,
I think you told me you were one of the people that said, I'm not. I
told Cynthia, I just want to let you know,
I'm not.
Right? I'm like,
I will not be joining.
I'm so excited about this. I'm learning so much. I'm totally live launch, but I'm just not joining. I've just spent too much money on too many things, and I can't.
You are me, by the way. Like, I think we're sisters from another mister, because literally everything that you just said about, how you like were spending more than you were making, you did every coaching program in the planet, all the courses. This was me, except with launching. Like, literally, I did every single thing on the market. You're a VP of marketing for a Fortune 500. I was a VP teaching people sales. How can these two people be this bad? It's not possible. I said this to you before we got online, right? It's like at a certain point you have to say, maybe it's not me. Maybe it's like there's something wrong about the way that this is being taught, that you can work this hard and not see any results, right?
Exactly.
But I think instead, a lot of entrepreneurs actually think that it is them, and that they can't be successful, and that they have tried everything, and that no matter what they do, it's not going to work for them, because with all the other things that they tried, no matter what they did, it wasn't successful for them, which is what my experience was. And it's what your experience was, right?
And it's a huge hit to the ego, right?
Especially when you work your whole life to have a successful career. And then you start this thing, you're so excited, you're so confident, all you want to do is make a difference, right? And be able to pay the bills. Paying the bills is nice too. And yeah, you get pushed down pretty hard, and a lot of times, right?
You just question your capabilities, and is this ever going to? I mean, when I say tears were shed, tears were shed. So I told Cynthia straight up, I'm like, I'm not joining. I just want you to know that, right? So, but because the problem was, and I'm sure there's many of you guys that are watching right now that could be in a similar spot, where I didn't trust myself on my investment choices anymore.
Yeah.
I didn't. I kept buying everything. And I'm like, oh, shiny object, shiny object. Let me try this. Oh, this will be the answer, right? I kept trying to find the answer in something else. So if any of you guys are thinking that right now, that like, well, am I just looking for the answer in something else? This became the answer. And what I can share, like I joined like, don't be me. Don't wait until Tuesday. August 4th to join. Like,
don't be bully, because you could already be a week into growing your business by the time that we close card on Tuesday, right? I always say that to people. I'm like, you can hang out and mull it over for another 5 days, or you can get started and actually like start going through the program.
Because I think what too is like, because obviously you teach like this incredible live launch method, which literally changed this real cry, my life and my marriage. My husband is like, right now we've already sat down, and we can talk obviously about the successes that came right after February and live launching. We have sat down. It's on my vision board that we're retiring him. He's a police officer. He's been in the job a very long time. And we sat down 2 weeks ago, and financially he can go out the door tomorrow if he wants to. He can leave tomorrow. He's got to decide that he's going to actually do it because it's part of who he is. But
that's the position that 99.9% of people aren't in. It's a position, and I say this to Billy, my husband, and I say this to my team every day. When you develop the skills of making money, one, no one can ever take that away from you. And two, it gives you the power of choice in your life. And you look at what just happened in our country, and you look at 35 million people being laid off in a 2-week span of time. Having the power of choice by getting something like this working in your business and in your life for your family over and over again, there's no, for your spouse to be able to walk away when it's time to walk away, there's nothing that compares to that. That's amazing. And you should be so proud, to be able to be in that situation.
And because I had left that high paying corporate job, that wasn't an option for a while. I just got total goosebumps because when you were saying that, because it's that power of choice. But like, I know how to do this now.
Like, no one can take it away from you.
No one can take that away from me. Like I have so many new ideas and things, and I'm like, I can do this, and I know how to do it now. And here's the thing. So yes, don't wait until Tuesday like I did. Because when you come into UE, I think it's almost like, this is like the description that I always use when I describe my entry into UE, was like, it was like Dorothy and the house spinning. It crashes down in Oz, and everything's black and white, right? I was living in like the black and white entrepreneurial world. And then she opens the door and it's in color. And that's what I felt like when I came over into UE. I was like, whoa. Like, it's the answer to everything I needed. It's the live launch, but then it's so more. And I mean, when I say I executed fast, like the second I was like, I learned, I'm like, I'm going. And so I had my first 5-figure launch within like, I don't know, 10 days or 2 weeks or whatever from joining UE. I am not kidding you on that. And this is probably good for people to hear too. So once I saw that, whoa, Kelly's 100% right. This works not only like gangbusters, but I enjoyed every minute of my live launch. I was serving, I was making a difference. People were getting those wins, right? That's what I was teaching. You give them those wins. People were getting wins. It felt amazing. This is February. I'm like, I can't wait to do this again. So I had the 10K launch. So now it's April, right? Gearing up for my second live launch. Literally, COVID hits. Okay. It's COVID. And I'm selling to moms who have now just become homeschoolers and all the crazy things, right? They had day jobs. They're trying to do all of this from home. And I could have said, oh, okay, see, just as I get going, right? But I can tell everyone that's watching, like, Kelly holds this thing called strategic advisory every week. And it was a game changer. she kept us all on point to say, lean in, do not back off right now. Lean in and make this happen. So I executed the next live launch literally a couple weeks after everyone was home in the pandemic. And I can say that I had 10x'd my launch results and had my first 6-figure launch. So I joined in February. April in the pandemic had a 6-figure launch. That is real deal stuff. Change your life.
Yeah. And I appreciate you trusting me. And for those of you that wonder, well, what is Kelly's involvement in the program and how will she be helping to guide me? Strategic advisory is what I like to call, it's like this. It's like me setting the tone and saying, no. We're not going over here. We're going over here. And it's every week. It brings you back to center. It gives you complete and total focus. Where does my mindset need to be? Where does my action need to be focused? What do I need to be thinking about? What do I need to be doing? And it's one of the proudest moments of my career, Julie, because I look at when COVID hit and I look at the dozens and dozens of clients of ours that had their best month ever, people that retired spouses, people that bought new homes. We have how many clients buying new homes right now? And they have the cash. The cash comfortability is there because they're executing. And I want to point out one other thing too, because you had said before you came into this world, and I will mention again for you guys that live launch is one little section of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. So I come from Fortune 500. I teach you literally ground up the business principles on which billion-dollar companies are built, A to Z. So I want to make sure I emphasize that for all of you guys, because live launch is a mechanism for generating a lot of clients and making a lot of money in your business. But it is not the only thing that goes into building a successful business. So this is a 360-degree program to teach you to think like the 1%, act like the 1%, and build a business like the 1%. But one thing that I want to touch on, Julie, because I actually haven't talked about this at all in this live launch, and I think it's really important. You said you'd never heard of this concept of like what I call launch cycling. I call it launch cycling. And one of the things I want to mention to all of you guys watching today is that what we teach you to do is we teach you to do 8 cycles of your live launch in a year. And we teach you to deliver the exact same live launch. And I'm going to tell you guys kind of a funny story. I probably shouldn't share this with you, but I want to prove a point to everyone right now. So we teach you to create your assets one time and to use them over and over again. And I talk all the time about you push the red button on your phone, which Julie saw me actually trying to figure out how to get live on Instagram before we did this. So she can testify to my level of tech challengeness. But you push the button on your phone and then you use this workbook, right? And you do the same thing over and over again. One of the things that puts people out of business, and Julie, I am sure you will validate this, and I know for sure from my own experience, is that when you go to put together the launch that you're taught to do in the online marketing world, it is extraordinarily expensive. It can be over $20,000. Some people spend 50, 100, multiple 6 figures just to execute a launch. I myself had many launches where I lost money. I mean, I'll be straight up flat out about that before I created live launch. Like I'm not afraid to say it because I want you guys to understand that I am a good business person. And the fact that I had that many failures tells you something. But I said to my team, one of them asked for an update on one of the notes from yesterday. So I took a picture and I sent it out in the team chat. And you'll notice that at the top of my workbook, it says September. Okay, this workbook is from September. These are my notes from September. I live what I teach. And what I'm recommending to you is instead of going and spending $20,000, $50,000, $100,000 to recreate and reinvent your business and literally exhaust yourself to the point that many entrepreneurs end up in the hospital, by the way. And I'm not kidding about that. Instead, what I'm recommending is you get on camera, you have fun, you show up, you talk to people, you teach them your stuff, and then you invite them to come join you. Oh, and by the way, you create a workbook one time that you use for 8 launches over and over again. And as Julie shared, by launch number 2, it was a 6-figure launch. By launch number 3, she's ready to allow her spouse to be able to no longer work when he's ready to make that choice. She's in the financial position to do it. So I'm not exaggerating when I talk about massive simplification. I'm not exaggerating when I say we have clients in their 70s that are using this strategy. And the reason that you probably have been struggling, I'm talking to all you guys out there that are like me, that maybe you don't know how to do all the fancy things online, is the more barriers there are between you and your audience, the less likely it is that you will ever succeed with building your business online and actually converting sales. The more that you simplify your focus, the easier it is to scale. And that is one of the things that I really focus on in strategic advisory, what Julie was just mentioning. But I mean, that's a perfect example. This workbook is beat up and I have used it over and over again. And let me tell you, I've probably helped 15,000 people create their own live launch workshop with this one workbook. There you go. There you go. And this is why I keep saying over and over again to you guys, this is your $1 million asset. I hope all of you guys are filling this out, because I have clients doing 6 and multiple 6-figure launches that say, Kelly, I pull out my live launch workshop book and I still re-review those notes. And most of the clients actually go back through our workshops each time just for, a refresher. But anyway, maybe you can
asset for the live launch. Like, my book now is coming out in October, because it's this asset that was created using the live launch method. So it's amazing. I mean, amazing. And I will say that the other thing too is, like, just to reiterate on that, it's not even just the workbook, but like all the graphics, it's all done, right? Tweak things based on what's going on or whatever. But it's so amazing to know that, like, we're gearing up for our September. And when I say we, it's because I have a team now too. So I went from
Please talk about that a little bit, because I know there's probably a lot of people watching that are like, man, you guys have this army. What are we going to do? I have so many people that ask me all the time, how many social sellers did you have to do $1 million launch? I'm like, 1, I think, maybe 2. So talk about the team element, Julie, because maybe people watching, they don't have a team and they're like, how will I ever afford one? Talk about it.
I didn't have a team, and I did see a comment come through of what if you have a small list. So in February, okay, I was sitting where you are, and I took this workshop, right? The free workshop, and I wasn't joining.
Free workshop, and she's not joining. Everybody got it. Okay.
I have a Facebook group I guess I could dust off. I mean, there was like 52 people in it. I had used it for a different group program, and I had 52 people in my group. I grew it to like 165. I didn't get to the 300, but I still launched because I was going. Like, I was like, there's something here, I'm going. So I had that 5-figure launch after it was just over 10K launch with that many people. That was it. And just me. When I hit the 100K launch, I had 300 people and still just me. There was nobody helping me. I had no social sellers. I didn't have a community manager. I had 0. But because, and what Kelly, again, goes back to what Kelly teaches, it's so much more than just the live launch. It's, well, then how do you, what are those first hires? How do you start doing that? And I quickly reinvested some of the amazing money coming in, because now I had a cash injection, plus the way you teach how to build your flagship program, which I've never seen before, by the way. An open enrollment flagship program, never seen. We have
a tendency to make things up around here, guys, just so everybody can get used to it before they join the program. We kind of make things up and do them our own way in the Unstoppable, right, Julie?
They are gold and they work. And so now I had like revenue coming in every single month, plus cash injections for those that paid in full. I could reinvest. So I did 2 things right out of the gate. I said, I'm hiring some people to bring on to help me. And I'm going to start to eventually, put some into Facebook ads, which I eventually did. But I didn't do Facebook ads. I didn't have a team, right? And now I'm in a position where we're planning our September live launch, like with a team, and it's super fun. It's like better together, right? And so it's just, I wouldn't have been here. But there, hands down, I know I would not be right here where I am if I didn't join UE back in February.
Yeah, no, I really appreciate it. And I mean, and this is what I mean about the power of choice, because I always say there's what happens inside UE, and then there's what's happening in the rest of the world. We have people that are doing unbelievable things, beating their best month, doubling their income month over month, doing these 6 and multiple 6-figure launches, while the rest of the world is experiencing something completely different. And that is the power of choice. And I would love, Julie, for you to speak to our community, because one of the things that's extraordinary about our community is we have people from startup through over $5 million in revenue in the UE program. We have members that have been with us 5 years and growing. That's right. People stay year after year because they learn, they grow, they keep elevating. And we have people that have PhDs. We have people that this is their second and third professional career where they completely pivoted online after doing something completely different. We have people that were doctors and therapists and people that did these extraordinary things but had nothing to do with social media and no idea about the online world. But they saw coming into this program like, wow, I can take what I did in the past and have these guys help me understand how to apply it to the social media marketing world and leverage online from a spare bedroom in my home, which I think obviously, given where we're at, is incredibly important for all of us, right? Yeah.
The community, I mean, again, like when I said like Dorothy with the color, everything was in color. I have learned so much. I've been inspired. I have made friends. I have been motivated. I mean, there's this fun, popping of champagne that happens like constantly. Like, I feel like it's every day. Like we're just
every day
drunk every day. We're all popping champagne for everyone on the daily. And when I see it, I love it because I love seeing what everyone is doing. I find it fascinating. One, I learn, but
oh my gosh,
so many different. I'm like, wow, that's incredible. I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, it's like stuff that you didn't even know existed, and then seeing people come through and then what they're doing. And it's like, it's niches that I've never even heard of. I've coached business owners since 2012, and every day I'm seeing people in new spaces and in different industries that I know nothing about. So I get to learn every day, which is really, really cool. But it's unreal to see the application and the broad base of, listen, it's like if your people are some of the billions that are on social media, you can learn how to market your brand online and grow.
Oh, there's no doubt. And I think a lot of people have that question of, well, my business isn't, directly making money for someone. So I don't know that this would work for me. I'm telling you, the things that I have seen, the impact that the UE community is having in the world with the niches that they have on health, wellness, relationships, intuitive eating. There's so many things that, I have goosebumps thinking about it. And then to see everyone having these wins and these wins and these wins, it's like the idea of a 6-figure launch pre-UE that felt very unicorn to me, very unicorn. Like it only happened when, I don't know, we put a ton of money into I spent $0 on other than my investment in UE, I spent $0 on my 6-figure launch. I wasn't doing ads yet. I didn't have a team. I used Canva for my graphics. Like I wasn't spending anything.
Yeah.
So I thought it was a unicorn. I thought it was like this unicorn thing inside of UE. On the daily,
every day. I know you're not supposed to get up and like log in online, but like I get up and I make my coffee in the morning and I use one of those like loud, like aggressive, like cappuccino makers because I need like the turbo fuel. So it takes a couple minutes to make. And I know I'm not supposed to get on the phone first thing in the morning, but I do because I'm addicted, because I know that every morning when I open up that Facebook group, there's going to be something in there that is just going to like excite me and motivate me to just want to give everything I have to every day, because every day, and because we have countries all over the world, I'll go to bed and then I'll wake up and someone from somewhere around the world is like, 6-figure launch, buying my dream home, just retired my, whatever. And it's incredible.
It's incredible. And one thing I'll just say too, to people that are, maybe on the fence, you're not really sure, you're still undecided. Something that I wish I had known too. I joined anyway, but this was like, I was like, whoa, when I joined. You keep giving, Kelly. Like you all this amazing stuff. And then you're like, bonus. Like you
yes, that's my favorite. That's my favorite thing to do.
Prizes, like a masterclass on this, or, I was able to, really understand from you how to take full advantage of my book now that's coming out in October. And honestly, just your strategy around books blew my mind wide open, because I was thinking I had to write these memoirs. I never even thought to do what you've suggested to do to help grow our businesses with books. And so it's the stuff that you just can't even like know until you're in. But Kelly, as much as she's been giving this whole week, like that's how she is like nonstop inside of UE, and you surprises and extras like constantly, which is amazing.
Thank you. Yeah, I will speak to that for 1 second because I actually think that's a really important point. I have bought courses and programs from many of the most well-known people in internet marketing, and I will never forget the day that I bought a course and I went in and I downloaded it, and literally everything in it was out of date material that was no longer applicable. And I immediately returned it, got my money back, stopped following that person, will never interact with them again. And so one of the things that I make a commitment to do in UE is every quarter, I add a brand new section to the program on something. I never know what it's going to be. I always tell my team this. I have my big calendar up on the wall, and I always just put recording for UE on it. And I allow, as internet marketing changes, as the market changes, as we see where we're going and what we're doing, it's like, I always know, it's like at that moment when that date comes up, there's always something that I'm like waiting to record and ready to record. So I do want to share that because this is a comprehensive A to Z business incubator, and it spans the gamut of really everything that we did to become a multiple 7-8 figure company. And so I want to explain to you guys that this is not a course, although you do get both the benefit of private coaching, small group coaching, live office hours, live co-working sessions, the live UE calls every week, the membership site, the Facebook group. The membership site obviously has the recorded audios and the videos and all of those things. But one of the things that we really pride ourselves in is reinvention and never-ending improvement. And actually, our survey's going out this week. So that's our favorite way to get feedback, from you guys of, what we can work on and what we can improve to take it to the next level. So.
Yeah. I mean, again, it's, one of the big things I will just say is if you are just at that final stage of like, you're ready to throw your hands up in the air, and you want that breakthrough, or maybe you have something that's going kind of successful and you want to add like another 6-figure income stream.
Yeah, exactly.
Can do. It's endless. I mean, for me, initially, it's been this huge breakthrough, finally break out into my business in a recurring way. But I see the power of it for so many things. In fact, I'm going to declare it right now. I would love to see my husband eventually be in UE and have his thing that he's bringing out to the world because he's got a lot to give. So I'm declaring that now.
She said it here, folks. It's recorded. You guys heard it here first. That's awesome, Julie. And I'm sure he will. I mean, that's incredible. And you've created the space for that to happen now. Right. So you did the work, and I really appreciate you being here. Obviously you are extremely busy at this point. So any parting final words? I got to get down to business on this session because people are going to be upset if we don't cover what we said we were going to do, but I wanted to chat a little bit.
I'm just going to say, if you're on that fence, if there's even that little twingle in your gut, like just go. I promise you will not be disappointed. You will have that outer body, in full color experience that I had too. So love to see you inside.
Awesome. Thanks, Julie. Keep up the great work. And I can't wait to bring you back on when you have your $1 million launch. I'm just saying.
All right.
You guys heard it here. So Julie will be back with her $1 million launch. Thanks, Julie.
Yeah.
Okay, so I want to go over a couple things. First of all, guys, go ahead and grab your workbook. We're going to dive into this bottom section here of session 4, and then we're going to dive into some notes for session 5. And do not worry, if we miss anything, I am here at 12 o'clock tomorrow. I am also here at 12 o'clock Sunday. If we miss anything or we need more time, we will absolutely grab that time together and make sure that we walk you through everything in the workbook. We're not going to miss a thing. So that being said, I want you to go to uerevolution.com. I want you to come join this UE family. Come join Julie. Come join me. Come join all the other amazing people that have been working so hard and are creating these life-changing results for themselves, their family. They're creating their own economy. They're making a massive difference in the world for their clients. And I know you guys are next. I'm going to go over a couple really cool and fun pay in full bonuses really quick. And I would love if the UE team would go ahead and throw this, one of the images in the comments there so everybody can see it. And when you decide to pay in full for the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, number one, you get a massive 10% off, which basically saves you over $2,000. But that's not the best part. You will also get included in a VIP launch accelerator with me. The only people that will be able to join this are those of you that decide to pay in full between now and next Tuesday. And of course, that includes those of you that signed up yesterday and paid in full as well. So it will be a very small group, super intimate, 3 to 4 hour session working on your launch accelerator plan to make sure that you are ready to rock and roll. I want another Julie up here, right? So I'm going to do everything I can do to help those of you that take that fast action to take full advantage of everything the program offers, but to create that 6-figure breakthrough as quickly as you possibly can. So again, VIP launch accelerator with me, private closed door session, only accessible to those who pay in full during this launch cycle. You're also going to get a Facebook advertising masterclass with our internal full-time vice president of sales and marketing and our digital marketing specialist to help you design your live launch or brand building campaign and what that needs to look like to have success, okay, to scale even more quickly. And you're also going to get a brand audit boot camp. So we are bringing in all the goods today for those of you guys that know you want this. You want to save yourself a couple $1,000s. Maybe you know you want some private time with me. Again, that accelerator is already on the calendar. I think it's not next week, but the following. So you guys can go to uerevolution.com to get started and join us. Now, finally, I see like hundreds of text messages flying through while I'm on the phone here, and I can't check them because I'm here with you guys and we're hanging out. But if you joined while we're here live today, please let me know. I want to know who is joining the UE family. I want to know who is going to be hanging out with me and Julie and Team Unstoppable and all of the other unstoppable warriors inside the program that are just making these massive, incredible leaps in their business and are doing it the right way in a sustainable way. So if you already joined today or you know that you're joining, let me know in the comments below so I can celebrate you, congratulate you, thank you. Again, you can go to uerevolution.com and make sure you let me know when you join. Okay. All right. I'm so excited to work with all of you guys. I want you to go on your session 4 tab and we're going to talk a little bit about the pre-live launch workshop action steps. And Nicole, I'm so happy. I know that you joined yesterday and I know that you were a pay in full and I cannot wait to work with you and have you in the accelerator with me. So wonderful, wonderful. Uche, welcome. Wonderful. Dennis, I hope to see you on the inside. That is amazing. Oh, okay. So Nicole, you have questions. You're on the fence. Type your questions in the chat. I'm happy to answer them for you. And someone just asked, what was the price? So if you do the payment plan, it is $1,500 a month. This is the last time ever that we're offering the program at that price point. It goes up at Tuesday at midnight to $1,650 a month. So it's a pretty significant jump happening. So you do get in at that discounted rate for the last time between now and Tuesday. And if you go ahead and pay in full, it's $16,200. You get a $2,000 discount when you do that pay in full, plus the private accelerator workshop with me, plus the Facebook ads masterclass, plus the brand audit. And Team Unstoppable is always coming out with more surprises. So I know they have some great things in store for you. If you have questions, guys, of course, I hope that you are all in conversations with your concierge already about designing your live launch, helping you through the workshop, all of those things. And if you're thinking about joining and you want help making that decision, you want to make sure it's right for you, you want to make sure that you are clear on what you're getting and what that's going to look like and how to make it work, connect with your concierge. Connect with your concierge. They are waiting at the ready to help you and to serve you, and they want nothing more than to welcome you into the UE family, but also make sure that you become one of those next launch success stories that's going to be on here live in the next cycle, just like our friend Julie just was. And by the way, I don't think I saw very many of you guys claiming your spots as one of our live launch superstars in the next cycle. And I want to know from the people that are watching here, whether you're watching live or you're watching the replay later, who is going to be one of the people that we feature in the next live launch cycle. Elaine, to answer your question, you're going to go to uerevolution.com. uerevolution.com. If you guys can post that hyperlink in the chat for everybody, that would be great, just to make it a little bit easier for them. And I'm going to pull that up on the screen for you guys as well, right there. Okay, so I cannot wait to welcome you in. Let me know when you join. Okay. And if you have questions, make sure that you connect right away with your concierge. They'll be happy to serve you and support you. And Andrea, I saw that you joined yesterday. I'm so excited to have you inside the Unstoppable program and to work with you. And same thing with you, Laura, as well. Maria, we would love to work with you. Okay, awesome. So let's talk about kind of that warm-up period and what you want to do before your actual live launch starts. Joranda, I'll be welcoming you and working with you on the inside. I'm so happy to have you join. Thank you and congratulations. Okay. Custom connection from the time that people join your group. We want to focus on elevating that human connection and really getting to know people. Misty says she's claiming her 5-figure launch. I love it, Misty. Good for you. You are going to make that personal connection as soon as people join the group. So you want to have, whether it's yourself or whoever is going to be doing the social selling in your live launch, friend request the people as they join, and then, get in the chat with them and begin networking and getting to know them and seeing how you can add value for them. We love sharing videos and podcast episodes and special bonuses. And we just want to make people feel so welcome and like, wow, why would I go spend time in any other Facebook group? Because this is so incredibly valuable. And look at this. You guys are already cheering each other on, supporting each other. I see you guys supporting Misty, saying, you got this, Misty. That is amazing. Keep up the great work. That's so, so awesome. Okay. That's number one. Number two, you can give away bonuses, right? So if you want to do live only bonuses, if you want to do special bonuses for pay in full, if you want to do bonuses for participating in completing the homework, right? There's all sorts of awesome things that you can do that's going to keep people engaged. It's going to make it a fun environment. You see, we're doing giveaways every single day this week for the people that are working really hard, doing the homework, right? Participating. We give away scholarships. We give away gift cards, empathy wines, and so much more. So that is just another tool that creates that energy and that excitement and that vibe inside your group. And again, this is about creating an experience. So I want all of you guys to remember that. Okay. Number three is exactly what I just said, actually. It's creating an experience. Right? So I want you to write that down. You are working to create an experience for people. Remember, what was the phrase that I just said to you? People should come to your group and they should say, this is the most valuable Facebook group I've ever participated in. Long before your live launch even starts. This is the most valuable Facebook group I've ever participated in. You're going to create that personal connection. You're going to create that experience, right? And in that, people are already bonding with you before your launch even begins. Okay? All right. And then use real life conversations to dial in your message. So for example, a lot of you guys have been going to the concierges, you've been going to the people that you're talking to, and you've been saying, we want to hear from people that were struggling to get started online. We want to hear from people that are in different industries. We want to hear from people, how do we make this work for us? So you'll see that as we bring people on over the next couple of days, we're really going to tailor that to making sure that those questions that you guys are sending to us are being answered and you guys feel really served and you feel like you're getting to hear actual real life examples, right? From people besides me, right? Okay. So those are the 4 big things. Let's go into session 5 and let's talk a little bit about really bringing home the money with your live launch. So I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some things that are not on here first. And that is, in your 5 days of selling, there are several components that are absolutely mission critical that we are going to teach you inside of UE how to leverage properly. Okay, we're going to teach you how to leverage the buying triggers that really motivate people to buy. And we are also going to teach you the components and how to successfully use the components I'm about to mention in your 5 days of selling. So number 1 is you absolutely, during the 5 days of selling, want to create a stack and re-review that stack in every live session. So for us, we know that the Unstoppable Entrepreneur is the best business incubator on the planet. It's where entrepreneurs that run service-based businesses come to make 6- and 7-figure leaps in their business. And it is the first and only accountability-led coaching program that not only has all the resources and support and access of a broad-based, large-scale program, which includes live calls every day, includes a membership site, a fully manned and staffed live Facebook group support, private coaching, accountability coaching, live calls every day, office hours, and so much more. But it literally teaches everything A to Z that you will need from a sales, marketing, business building, operations standpoint to launch up to a 7-figure business. Okay. So Unstoppable Entrepreneur is really the final destination for entrepreneurs that are sick and tired of trying all different courses and programs and private coaching that may have one element or they may have another element, but they don't have the whole package that you need to truly build a sustainable business online. This is your final destination. That's why people stay for years. Okay. So you want to make sure that in your stack, you're listing out all of the elements of what your program includes. For us, we're going to teach you audience building, email list building, PR and podcasting, how to generate leads online, how to leverage LinkedIn, Instagram, Facebook, how to build your group. We're giving you messaging strategy. We're teaching you the live launch. We're teaching you how to do a 48-hour blitz, a one-time webinar, and a dozen other different ways to generate revenue consistently in your business, but most importantly, to do it with integrity and heart and service-mindedness first. Okay. So the stack is an element you want to build into every single live session that you do during your open cart. Number one. Number two, you want to bring on testimonials that are real life examples of real people that are in the same situation or were in the same situation that the people that are watching and listening are. Okay. And this is going to allow people to really envision themselves and see, oh, okay, here's where I'm at. 6 months from now, here's where I could be. 3 months from now, here's where I could be. This is what this could look like for me. Okay. So that's number two. Number three, you want to make sure that you sell directly into people's objections. Just like Julie said, I'm not joining. I've done every course, program, mastermind, node to man. I've spent so much money. I'm spending more than I'm making. I don't know if anything's ever going to work for me. Everyone comes into your workshop thinking that. Everyone comes into our workshop thinking that. But quickly they see this is different than anything they've ever seen, felt, or experienced before. And it truly is the peerless one and only solution for the next generation of business leaders online. So I want to make sure that you are proactively speaking to those objections. This is number three, and helping people work through them. When people have an objection, most of the time it's because they are engaged. They are engaged. They're giving you an objection because they want you to help them overcome it. Most people take an objection and they run screaming the other way. No, you want to find out all of people's objections, and then you want to help work through them with them and be an advocate and an ambassador for them to help them overcome those objections, to take that step that in their heart of hearts, they really want to take. Okay. Number four, you want to make sure that you do some type of open Q&A. You want to do some type of open Q&A. We have a very specific way that we do this. We teach it inside the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, but you definitely want to make sure that at the end of all of this, after all the teaching, this is bonus material, by the way. This is not on your sheet. I just felt like it was important to give you guys this because it's going to be worth hundreds of thousands, if not millions of dollars to you. So I'm giving it to you. It's not on the worksheet. It's just important. Okay. So you want to make sure that you are selling, to those objections. You want to make sure that you're also doing the Q&A. Q&A is critical because it's an opportunity for people to ask you things live and get a specific custom answer for you. And then that way, when you're teaching live, you're not constantly taken off track or going down rabbit holes. Okay. And then finally, number five, you want to make sure that you do some sort of super high touch, super engaging face-to-face on-camera Q&A session. We do this on Zoom. You guys will all be invited, so you'll get to see in real time exactly what I mean. But you're going to do some type of face-to-face one-to-one session where you can actually go around and talk to people face-to-face and answer their questions and support them and talk about specifics as it relates to how your program would work for them. Okay, so those are 5 core elements that you absolutely must build into your live launch. And obviously, we teach you that A to Z in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. So you don't need to know all the nuances now, but I do want to make sure that you at least have the 5 elements. Okay, all right. Let's talk about these 4 things that are going to happen during the live launch. Obviously, messaging, tagging, and reminding. Number 1. Okay. Number 2, you're going to focus on getting them a win. Who remembers what the win is? Put it in the chat. Wonder and awe, instant breakthrough, no-brainer offer. Remember, you don't make them an offer. You don't make them an invitation. You are not being of full and complete service. The highest achievers, the most likely people to succeed are the people that are going to join your program. They're the people that want the total package. They want the whole solution. They don't just want your free stuff. They actually want to work with you over a period of time. Okay? So I want you to remember that. Number 3, build real relationships in the chat. Build real relationships in the chat. Yes, the win. Okay? And then number 4, engage on the feed, right? Keep a high engager spreadsheet. Make sure you're re-engaging with those people the entire launch. You're going back to them over and over again. You're helping them move forward. And remember, and I said this before, I'm going to say it again. You can't hit your sales target in launch if you haven't gotten them through sessions 1 through 4. A lot of the heavy lifting in selling in a launch is simply getting people through sessions 1 through 4. As you get better and better at keeping people engaged and getting them through these sessions, it becomes easier and easier to sell, and there's less and less actual selling to do because people they're taking action, they're gaining momentum, they're seeing breakthroughs, and they're like, I don't want this to stop. It's very common sense. They're like, I don't want this to stop. I want to work with you. I want to keep this going. I want to achieve the big goal, not just the little breakthrough, right? So your job is to bridge them from little breakthrough to big goal. Your program takes them from little breakthrough to big goal. I want you guys to write that down. Your program takes them from little breakthrough to big goal, and the bridge between is your flagship. The other thing that's really, really cool that we teach in the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, which all of you guys will learn and you will love, and it will be the thing that beyond all else creates the high quality of life and freedom that I know you all want, is we teach you how to do a flagship program that is recurring revenue, which means people are paying you for 12 months. It's a multi-$1,000 program. We're going to lower substantially the number of sales that you need to make to be successful in your business. And that in and of itself is going to completely change the game for you. So it's a 12-month rolling admission. You launch into the same program over and over again. Again, we lead with simplicity. Simplicity allows you to scale. You simplify, you multiply. You simplify, you multiply. Okay, so you launch the same program over and over again. You use the same live launch workshop over and over again. And this allows you to create rolling admission with the flagship program model. The flagship model that we teach is extremely detailed. We walk you through everything from program design to how to staff it, to the infrastructure, to the model to follow, and everything in between. You don't need the answers. You just have to be willing to take the action. That's the biggest thing I would emphasize again and again. You don't have to have the answers. You just have to be willing to take action. Okay? Wow, we've been talking for a while. You guys are amazing. What are you guys getting out of today's session? What are you getting out of today's session? And more importantly, who is joining me inside the Unstoppable Entrepreneur? Who are my newest members of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur family? Yes, you don't complicate, you multiply the simplicity. That is it. You simplify, you multiply. You guys are getting it. You are getting it. Yes, this is it. This is what I'm talking about. I love it. You simplify, you multiply. You lead with simplicity. I love that everyone is getting this. You have rolling admission, right? Nyan says you show your people you actually care about them. It's so funny. They say everything that you need to know in life you learn in kindergarten. And I think that one of the big jobs of the unstoppable entrepreneur is to remind us of that, right? It's to remind us of that. You guys are amazing. Great, great job. We're going to cover a couple more things here and then we'll cover the rest tomorrow. Again, tomorrow's session is at 12 p.m. Eastern. We'll pick back up with this. More importantly, I'm going to be answering all of your questions live. So please make sure you submit them in the feed, right? My team will also do a call for questions and I'll do my best to work through, everything that, is going through. So post those questions, post. Make sure you connect with your concierges. Set up a time to talk to them if you haven't already. Okay. All right. So we went through the 4 at the top here. How long should your live streams be each day? Between 20 minutes and 45 minutes. Between 20 minutes and 45 minutes. Okay. Sometimes they'll run a little longer. Sometimes they'll be a little shorter. Don't be overly rigid about it. Be present, enjoy it, teach, serve, be in the moment. And you'll know how it feels and you'll know where you need to go. Okay. All right. The law of inertia. So you get things in motion, they tend to stay in motion, right? Again, you help people create that breakthrough. They want to keep creating more and more breakthroughs, right? So what does that mean for you? You deliver an outstanding live launch workshop. You serve with all your heart. You deliver, you help people take action. You don't overwhelm them. And then you're going to see them say, yes, I want to partner with you. I want to keep working with you. I don't want this action to stop. And boom, you extend that invitation and people come running through the door because they see it. Just like Julie said, no, I'm not joining, but she could obviously see it. She knew this was the answer. Okay. All right. How you keep people engaged the whole way through. So important. Remember, I said this over and over again. You don't get them through sessions 1 through 4. You don't get them. Okay. I want to be very clear. You got to get people through the sessions, right? So how do you keep them engaged? Well, this $1 million asset that we've talked about so many times is one of the big ways, right? Visual recaps, giveaways, conversations in the chat, networking in the feed, all these things I keep repeating over and over again. This is making it easy for people, tagging them in the video that they missed, asking them which ones they need help with you showing back to them, using the unit so that people can find all the videos all in one place. Simple, 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 right? Okay. How many check-ins do you need? You need as many check-ins as you can possibly deliver. As many check-ins as you can possibly deliver. Okay. So you definitely want to stay in touch with your people all the way through. And how do you hold people accountable? Well, a lot of the giveaways that you're going to do and a lot of the prizes that you're going to give away and the bonuses that you're going to give away and the scholarships you're going to give away are for the people that show up and interact and are there live with you and are doing the homework and are participating. So that keeps it pretty simple, right? Okay. So we're going to pause here. I want to honor your time. Thank you all so much for being here. I hope you got a ton of value. Remember the big 5 that I just went over with you, the big 5 that you need to make sure that you're including in your 5 days of selling. We will pick back up with this worksheet tomorrow. We will also be doing live Q&A. We will be here at 12 p.m. Eastern. There will be tons of bonus sessions happening all weekend long for you. I look forward to working with you inside the Unstoppable Entrepreneur, the world's best business incubator. I want you to remember that if it's a dream that's in your heart, it was planted there for a reason. You deserve success. You're capable of success, and we're ready to partner with you to make it happen. I'll see you on the inside of the Unstoppable Entrepreneur. And again, you can go to uerevolution.com to get started. Thanks, everybody.